is Robert Hodge.
My name is Philip Pyle.
And this is the Beauty Box. We are in the Beauty Box, and the Beauty Box is like a public installation that's kind of highlighting the time period from the 1960s before integration in 3rd Ward. About 3 years ago, the founder of Project Row Houses, Rick Lowe, gave me a studio house. And inside this house, I found the chest of 3rd Ward back in that time period. And I mean, the lawns were immaculate. Nicely cut. The kids were dressed great. The houses were painted. It was like this sense of pride. I was like, wow, this is not 3rd Ward I kind of know. I know certain parts of this, but like, this is amazing. And so when we kind of got here, we kind of got the idea. We kind of want to recreate that time period and like what happened. And so some people say it was integration. When you are allowed to leave, you like, well, I kind of want to explore and like, no, this is saying I made it, living here now. And so when those people left, that was a big chunk of people that were really progressive doing things, and they left, and so it just changed the whole landscape of 3rd Ward. And then you have, of course, drugs that kind of got in the mix, but that time period was like a really special time.
I feel like their kids left. They stayed, they got old, and their kids left.
Well, the space was abandoned, so you got to think about this space being raw with like, trash and needles, and it's right directly across from a playground.
We recreated our grandmother's living room and put it outside.
We put up pretty much plywood, and then we covered it with wallpaper, a roller that we got from London. And so this initially lets you like just put the paint in the roller and then roll out, but it makes the wallpaper design. Then from that point, we just kind of started
getting
loading
the
the work
furniture.
in.
Yeah,
and then we bolted
furniture.
everything down. A lot of stuff was glued and still screwed in, but that didn't help everything. So at that time period, you definitely had Coretta and Martin. You definitely had JFK and Jackie, and you definitely had a Jesus somewhere in your house in that time period. Like those things were like...
Yeah, my grandmother actually has that exact image in her house of JFK and Jackie. Yeah. And then on her kitchen table, she has pictures of Jesus underneath the plastic covering. The grandmother didn't necessarily have like, you didn't know what style she was going for that day, but we definitely knew she liked flowers and she liked chickens.
This guy from the neighborhood, he came in and he was like, when I saw this table, I almost cried. This is the same table that my mother wouldn't let me eat on for dinner. And he just loved it. He said, I promise nobody will mess with the space. And for the most part, nobody stole big items. Little things were stolen, but he seemed really touched, and it really touched me because that was somebody who wasn't in the art world. He wasn't a buyer or a collector. Man, that made this whole space, like no matter what happens, that night was like the most special to me because they got connected. They knew exactly where we were coming from with it. More than about telling the story, also we wanted to activate a space that was nothing. It's so many spaces in 3rd Ward that need to be activated. And so we kind of like wanted to be that kind of forefront, like saying, take a space in your neighborhood or that part of 3rd Ward you're in and activate it. Make it into something else, because you change the landscape when you do that.
Take a second to just think about like that time period, maybe like a family respect, maybe that sort of thing.
We're here now, and a lot of young people are moving back. And so we just want to like, kind of have these discussions on what can we do? Like, how can we just convince people to like, man, pick up the trash. You're drinking a beer, it's a trash can right here, just throw it away. I mean, a lot of people don't know, so you can't get mad. That's what they've seen their whole life. And so we just want to like lead that discussion on what can we do. We're here now. We want to change the landscape. Are you going to join us and get 3rd Ward back to like that, that really great community that we want to see?
We've had 2 movie screenings. We had a Monopoly Club meeting where everybody came out and played Monopoly, and then 2 concert series and
then artist talks. That way we can talk to elders, to young people, and we kind of dialogue and like kind of come up with some solutions and not just talk, but like things we can put down on paper and some things everybody can commit to doing. We are planning to have like a family dinner like the last day, like invite all our families out, and we're just going to eat out here for the last time before it breaks down.
And my grandmother asked that when we're done with this, could she have the chickens? She was like, just make sure to bring me those chickens.